Are you a hero of your own story is something that circles up in my mind quite frequently. So recently I started listening to Simon Squibb's book, What is Your Dream? Where he basically explains that it's a lot easier for people to become entrepreneurs and launch a business, and there's almost nothing to lose as you're doing that. So the same way I'm thinking about fitness and generally people's health and relationships. And are you a hero of your own story is a very deep sort of thought. So what I'm thinking of as if you would be writing a book about your life, would you be a main character who would be considered as a hero of their own life, or you're a side character helping someone? And I think we should all be heroes of our own stories. So we all have certain problems that we overcome on a day-to-day basis, or even a longer period, 3, 5 years. I cannot say about your problems because I don't know them, but dealing with those problems and overcoming them makes you the hero of your own story. Because if you watch movies about the heroes, what happened? Some adverse event happened, let's take Iron Man for example. He got kidnapped and he was enclosed and extremely restricted from his finances or whatever, and he ended up creating an Iron Man suit. So there was a bad situation, a challenge to overcome, and through his hard work and determination and through some other guy helping him, he managed to escape. He came out with a new idea, which was absolutely amazing. Like the Iron Man was born, no one knew how he escaped, whatever. So that's exactly the same thing that I'm thinking, like when I talk to people, because even though like the initial consultations with people as a personal trainer is a little bit challenging, because you deal with a lot of people who are not quite happy of where they are. And that's where your story starts. So you're not happy with the situation that you currently are, and you want to overcome that. Now, it sounds quite simple that you're just not happy about the situation and you just come out of that. However, like as the Iron Man movie, you have like a process of building, which is the scariest and the most frustrating part. So for example, if we take weight loss and you have a weight loss problem, or let's say I have a weight loss problem. I want to lose another 6 kilograms, that will bring me to have a six-pack. So my problem is I'm not happy about my physique. Now, I know I need to take certain steps to make my physique look better so I would be happy. It means eating a little bit less shit and probably calculating the calories of what I'm eating. So this is the least attractive part that we all have to overcome to achieve the goals that we want and become a hero of our own stories. Now, weight loss is just something that comes out of top of my head because that's the most common conversation that I have with people. But we can take my business as an example. So I have this great idea of opening a personal training studio, and I started inquiring about some facilities, and I ended up having this one, which is great. And you think this is amazing, like a person has opened his own gym. But that's when normally problems start, because you don't necessarily have enough clients as you're opening the gym to increase your capacity. So your finances doesn't look that good because you made a massive investment and you're potentially not having any money for, I don't know, another 3 months of rent. I haven't had that problem, but it was close. So my issue is generating money and getting more clients. Even though it looks like the gym has been achieved and it has been successful, it brings new set of challenges where I need to overcome my fears and my beliefs, of which one of them, I don't know where my phone is, But one of my fears is to call people. And this is something that was absolutely impossible for me. But I know that there's no other way than me launching that ad and then people signing up and then calling them. Some will tell me to F off, and some will just have a conversation where we will just ask about the price, it will be too much or whatever. But my success and me becoming hero of this business depends on how many times I pick up that phone and how many times I call the person and how many times I get people to come in and explain what we provide in the studio. And by doing those repetitions, which are not sexy, they're very scary. There's much better things that I think I could do with my life. For example, riding my bike or sleeping or hanging out with my missus. But I choose to do these hard things because I know that eventually it will be quite rewarding. And that's how all of our stories shaped up, and that's how we all become heroes of our own stories. We have a set of problems or one problem that we want to come out of, and we're doing everything that we can to resolve that problem and overcoming those issues. And the key to becoming like a hero of your own story is actually taking personal ownership of your problems and trying not to blame anyone. Because whatever situation you are in, you can be like, okay, my finances are not good. I probably spend too much money on Amazon buying some random shit that I don't need or I don't use. And I'm here to own that problem. No one else put me in that situation. And I need to restrict myself how much I'm spending and do my best to earn more. So if my number one issue is financial, it means I need to spend less money and work more to get out of that situation. And it's no different to talking about your health and fitness. Now, if you have a little bit too much body fat and you want to get rid of that, you'll have to eat less or eat more vegetables and more protein, which will be much harder than eating whatever you want. You'll probably have to say no to some social outgoings as well. So if you'll get invited to some birthday parties or maybe some other events, just friends meeting over the weekend, you may have to say, sorry, that doesn't align with my goals at the moment. And by creating yourself an environment and by resisting the temptations, that's the hard part of your own story. That's where Iron Man was building everything, and that's where you are building everything so your life will get better, and then you start becoming a hero of your own story. So this is something to think about. Like, this is something that's circling in my head for some reason. And I'm trying to be a hero of my own story by having a successful business. You might be having different issues that you want to overcome. And that's the beauty of it. Put in the effort to make sure that you have a much better outcome. Let me know down in the comments if you feel like you're the hero of your own story, and maybe there's something you could share that I could learn from. See you in the next one.